Great week of promotions for you guys, and we're going to talk about it right here on Wild Pitches, the official podcast of Tennessee Smokies baseball. Here's the open. All right, there he is. Back together again, man. Major League Baseball All-Star breaks in the books. Smokies All-Star break, Southern League All-Star break in the books, and a lot of really exciting stuff coming up. I mean, Aris, it's good to see you. I was so excited about some of the promotions that we have here in the next week.
Yeah, dude, we are fully loaded. We've been on the road for what feels like forever, 2 weeks now, but we're back. We got 9 games in 10 days starting tomorrow, Friday, July 19th. We got Farmer Night at the ballpark. We got one of a unique character coming to the ballpark. He is Farmer Mitchell from the hit television show Farmer Wants a Wife. Luckily you already have a wife. You didn't have to go on a reality show like Farmer Mitchell did. But a lot of fun taking place on that day. That's tomorrow. And then Saturday, it's Christmas in July. And I know this is a really cool night that everybody comes out to the ballpark for. And we are taking it to the next level tomorrow, or on Saturday, with our Christmas in July night with our snow globe giveaway. First 1,000 fans through the gates are going to get this beautiful snow globe. Features the one, the only Homer Hound, and the big guy, Santa Claus. First 1,000 fans through the gates. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I love it. I've got the one. We did one years ago. I don't even know how long ago it was, but every Christmas, my son puts it in his bedroom, he likes it. So it'd be cool on Friday to get this. Is it Friday or Saturday? Saturday. All right, guys. Saturday. Sorry. But it's great. And then you can use it every year at Christmas. You just throw it right up there with everything else.
So that's how it looks in the graphic. But check this out. Here it is.
Put you up there.
Hold on. Flesh.
Hold on. Oh, let me
get me in there.
Yeah. Here you go. Now
check that out.
Oh, that is cool.
It looks really good.
It does.
And something that's great about it is we don't have a sponsor on this, so it doesn't have a partner's name right on there. Flat out there it says Tennessee Smokies, has Homer Hound and Santa Claus on it. It looks amazing.
Shake it up. Let's see the snow. Oh, there it is. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho. Plenty of white stuff, man.
That is cool. I like that a lot. Like this year, you guys have really killed it with the promotions. The pennant at the beginning of the year, the championship pennant was great. The Hawaiian shirts are so cool. I haven't even worn mine. Oh no, I did wear it because I got a stain on it the first time I wore it. Typical me. Yeah, great job, Nick. But I love it. And it goes great with the beach hat. Like I actually saw somebody at the game that brought their beach hat and then got their new shirt right back-to-back years with cool giveaways. But yeah, I feel like that you guys have really kind of stepped it up in this last year of the stadium with some of these giveaways.
And that was the goal, dude. This is our last year. We got to make it our best year possible. And do you remember what's taking place this Sunday? So Friday night's Farmer Night, Saturday night, Christmas in July with the Snow Globe giveaway. Do you remember what's on Sunday?
Hollywood Pete bobblehead doll. You got Hollywood Pete there with you?
Da-da. Look at that marquee, dude. He's got his name up in lights.
Did you see him hit 2 home runs that last game before the All-Star break?
I saw his really goofy haircut. My God, what is he thinking?
He's Hollywood, man. He just does what he wants. That's one that I'm gonna enjoy putting that in my bobblehead case.
Hell yeah, man. So for the viewers at home that don't know about the whole Hollywood Pete moniker, where does that come from? Tell us about it.
Well, what happened was there was a scout one time that was talking about Pete and last year, and he was saying, basically some of the things that he does, like good and bad, right? It was like this guy, he's like, he thinks it's like Hollywood or something, and I was like, man, that's a great nickname for him, Hollywood Pete, because I loved watching him play. I loved the way that the intensity that he brought to the table. I like watching him make the great catches, run the bases. He was clutch. He had some of the biggest hits. He had that 16 pitch at bat grand slam.
Yep.
And so we just started calling him Hollywood Pete, and then and he liked it. We did the T-shirts and all that stuff. So it was cool. It was almost like, being Hollywood. I mean, that's an up and a down. That's an up and a down. His mom's an actress, and his dad's an actor, right? And his mom was the mom in the movie Little Big League. So
my personal favorite baseball movie.
Is it? That's crazy. And so you knew his mom from the movies, and when we started the Cubs baseball channel, which is my podcast, he was one of the first people to jump on and do it with me, and I thought that was cool as well. So I love the guy. I've been pulling for him, and I'm excited about the bobblehead. Looks great.
Oh yeah. Not to toot our own horn here, but South Bend did a bobblehead of him last year, and it was pretty plain Jane, and I don't even think it looked like him. So this one looks amazing. He is literally, he has his name up in lights right here.
That's so
Hollywood
cool.
Pete Crow Armstrong. He's got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame down there. So, I mean, and his face actually looks like him. So pretty stoked about it.
Yeah, got the glasses on. Do you design those? I mean, how does that work? You send them the pictures, they send you the proofs. What's the process to do a bobblehead?
Yeah, there's a couple different steps, and there's a lot of back and forth that comes with it, but pretty much it all starts with a vision. So, Hollywood Pete. It's like, what does Hollywood Pete look like? First of all, we send them a face, just a mugshot of Pete, of course. Like, this is what the face looks like. Now it's like, well, what's more Hollywood? He has to have those thick glasses, the sunglasses right there. We throw those on there. And then, it's like, what can we make him that really stands out from the typical bobblehead of him at the plate or him just with a glove or something? So that's why I thought, well, let's put him on a marquee here. So it's as if you're seeing an old Hollywood show with the letterboard up there. And then, of course, everybody who's a star has their name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So that's what we got that right there. And it all comes together, dude. So it brings the whole thing to one piece. And then on the box, we got here as the write-up about him that you provided. And then it says Hollywood Pete. You can kind of see it right here in the box. It has the Hollywood sign and his name underneath. So
the box is even a keepsake.
It is. You got to keep the box, dude. So if not, little Pete's going to be running away.
Yeah, Pete will be gone. That's a pretty good weekend. So Saturday, Snow Globe, and then Sunday's Hollywood Pete. And we're off on Monday. Then we started back up again on Tuesday. And man, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. And some of these games are pretty meaningful because the Smokies are again, near the top of the standings, and have a chance to get back into the playoffs and try to win another championship ring, which would be amazing. I don't, it took so long to get the last one. I'm not saying that they're going to win again this year, but it's just the idea of it, right?
It's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, it'd be a great idea. They play Rocket City. That's the team that's right there with them in the standings. And then there'd be 3 games against them. And then they play Birmingham starting on Tuesday. So 7:00, except on Sunday. Those games are at 2. And a lot of great, we're talking about a lot of great reasons to come to the ballpark. And then you kind of take a look at that Birmingham series, and it really just gets better and better every day.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Coming up on the weekend, next weekend against the Birmingham Barons, we got Shark at the Park. So it's going to be wet and wild here. You can win some attraction passes to our friends at Xperia, which is an immersive experience that's right down the street from here in Pigeon Forge. Definitely something that you cannot put on paper. You have to just experience it yourself. Plenty of 3D, like rooms that you can go into. You're literally swimming with the sharks. You're with squids and everything like that. You can win some passes to Xperia. And then on Saturday, this is the night that you want to circle on your calendar. And if you already have plans, get rid of them. This is for Saturday, July 27th. It is wrestling night at the ballpark. Last season, this was an event that we added late into the season. We only had about a month and a half to promote it. It ended up being one of our best nights of the year. This year, we have it in a prime time slot, a Saturday night in late July. We are going to have a Pillow Buddy giveaway from the one, the only Mayor Glenn Jacobs, but you might know him as Kane. And Mick, you're a big fan of wrestling. So tell us all about like Kane and his legacy, how many championships he won. He was one of the faces of wrestling.
Yeah, he was a former champion, and his gimmick was he was the brother of Undertaker. And so for years, like one of the big guys in the business, always wore this mask. He had fire when he would come out. He was kind of unpredictable, and and that was his character. Really strong. For years seemed to always stay healthy, which is amazing. I'm sure that's not the case, but I mean, he was a worker, man, and that's the guys that are always out there doing it. I wasn't there when he came last year, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of the season. I was like, man, I want to be there for that. I've got so many questions. I plan on wearing a Kane mask for the interview, make him feel more comfortable. But he's been a great mayor too. He's done a great job, and that to me is something that I wasn't sure about when I lived in Knoxville at the time, and could have voted in that election, and I did, and I just didn't. We didn't really know what we were going to get, but he's turned out to be as good as he was at wrestling as governing, and that's a tough job. So I'm excited about having him at the stadium. It's really cool. The giveaway for him is pretty funny too.
Yeah, so you literally take home your little own Mayor Glenn Jacobs Pillow Buddy, a little homage to back in the 90s with the Pillow Buddies that we had then. And then after the game, we're going to have 8 live wrestling matches take place here. Pile Driver Pro back again. Last season, they did 3 fights. This year, we're doing 8 fights. So it's going to be a full-fledged rumble here at Smokies Stadium. Hope you're ready. Dig in. Wear something comfortable because you're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love wrestling. So
a lot of the players last year, they came out of the locker room, they showered, and then they watched the fights, dude. Like they were all about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always been great live entertainment, and I've gone to the matches before. I went to Super Brawl, I think it was Super Brawl 6, but that was WCW, and that was like Hogan and Flair and Van Vader and Macho Man Randy Savage, the legend, Stinger, before Sting went black and white with the face paint, the old surfer Sting. So it was cool. A lot of cool, like, legends were there when I was there, and it's fun to watch live.
Definitely. So yeah, that's next Saturday, the 27th.
Then Sunday, look, as a baseball historian and someone that absolutely loves the game, I'm so excited, and honestly, I got to tip my cap to your people that put this together. But us having a reunion of the 1978 championship Knox Sox, and the reason why this team's so significant is that we didn't win another championship until last year. So it was 45 years we went without one. And Tony La Russa, who's a Hall of Fame manager, is actually going to be there, and some of the players that were on the team at the time. To think that it was 1978 at Bill Meyer Stadium, and then it took us up until last year to win. It's pretty cool, and I'm so excited about having these guys back.
I mean, yeah, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're going to get close and personal with Hall of Fame manager Tony La Russa. The dude stopped by here about 2 or 3 weeks ago out of the blue, just to kind of map it out. I guess he was in the visiting radio booth right next to you. And he was just taking notes for the White Sox organization, for the Birmingham Barons. And we cannot wait to be here. There's a great opportunity for you to ask him any questions you want in our VIP brunch Q&A. It's limited spots available. Come early, come hungry. Comes with a brunch. You get to ask Tony La Russa and other members of the 1978 championship team anything you want. What was it like playing back then? What are your thoughts on the current game? Anything, all that, and in between. It's a limited edition opportunity for you to meet him, and you get an autographed baseball from Tony, and you get an autographed photo of the rest of the players that are going to be part of the panel. This is a great package, all for $78. Of course, 1978.
I can't wait. And you don't see a lot of teams pull this off, guys. And I mean that. Like, it's not like you'll see this happen a lot, but it took this honestly. I mean, you got to get Tony on board. And then once you get him, you get everybody else to come too. Very special group. Some of the guys have passed away since they won the championship, but I'm sure that there's a lot of camaraderie that these guys are going to relive when they come back to town. And I always think of, our old beat writer was a guy named Nick Gates. And, Nick covered the team back then. And he was the Knoxville News Sentinel. Like, when I first got the Smokies job as the broadcaster, like, we had a real beat writer. Like, guy was there every day. Like, he was really trying to get the scoop on the team. Like,
Pretty cool, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and then, the way that media has changed, you don't have that anymore. But he would talk about the 78 team, and the star player on the team, no relations, was a guy named Joe Gates. So they won the championship. And honestly, the weirdest part about the whole thing is that Tony managed the beginning of the season and then was promoted by the White Sox, I think, to the big leagues. And then he would never go back to the minor leagues. And we had two different managers and won the championship. And remember, last year we had Michael Ryan at the beginning of the year and then Kevin Graber at the end, two really, really great baseball guys.
History repeats itself.
Yeah, right. And it's like, how odd is that? You don't ever have that happen. And that may be the only time in the 45 years that we had two managers in the same season and we won the championship both years.
It's nuts, dude. I mean, it's crazy to think. What are a couple questions that you're going to ask Tony and the rest of the guys about it?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I guess the first thing is, what did that team mean to you? What do you guys remember about that season and Bill Meyer Stadium? And looking back now, did you realize how significant it was going to be to win a Double-A championship? Because I'm going to tell you that my guess is that all of those guys are going to remember that as one of the fondest memories of their careers. Tony told me that he did. He said it was a special group, and he didn't want to be moved out because he knew how good that team was, and and how they had a chance to to potentially win a World Series. A lot of these same players got to the 1983 ALCS and lost in a really epic series to Baltimore to go to the World Series, and the Orioles ended up beating the Phillies. No offense, Aris, but the Phillies had Mike Schmidt and Pete Rose and Joe Morgan and Steve Carlton. I mean, it was a really good Phillies team. Baltimore had Eddie Murray and Cal Ripken. Former pitching coach Storm Davis was on the team. Jim Palmer.
These are studs. They were loaded. My God.
Yeah, I mean, it's Hall of Famers, man. Harold Baines, who I don't think is going to be at this, but played for the Smokies in '78, was on the team in '83. So and then Tony La Russa has gone on to be one of the best managers of all time. I mean, he won a World Series in the American League with the A's, got there 3 straight years, and then won a World Series with the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's just so weird to think about that. The beginning of his coaching career was right here in our backyard in 1978, and you get to meet him, and actually, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that show up and say, oh, I was there. I saw you guys. I was sitting on my dad's shoulders when you guys won the game.
George Yardley.
And then there's George Yardley that decided to run onto the field and get taken down by Knoxville's finest. So I'm sure he's going to show up early to meet Tony and talk to him.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be great, man. I'm honestly as excited about this event as I've been about any event that we've had at the stadium. And it's cool that we're getting all these guys back. And again, a lot of hard work went into this. It's tough to coordinate. You get a Hall of Fame manager to return, and who knows, maybe we'll have some special guests, maybe some guys that maybe are saying they're not going to be there will be there just because they look back and go, you know what, I want to be there for that.
Harold Baines walks through the door, man. That'd be pretty dope.
I caught his a grand slam home run as a spectator that he hit and I'm willing to give him the ball if he shows up.
You got to bring it. The only way to do that is if you bring it.
I will. Yeah, I'm going to. I was talking about it earlier today. It'd be, it's the, of my collection of memorabilia, it's the best thing I have. But I figured for him, it'd probably mean a lot more, if you give that to your grandson or granddaughter, or, kept it. I wouldn't want him to sell it, but it would be awesome if he, like it meant something to him, because he was playing for Baltimore at the time. It was in Oakland. Cal Ripken, Chris Hoyles, and Rafael Palmeiro were on base when he went deep to right field for four big ones, 4 big runs.
Wow.
Anyway, well, look, man, yeah, great show. Anything else that you want to hit on before we bounce out?
No, just, I'm so excited to see your beautiful face again. It's been too long. And, if you haven't done so already, make your way out to Smokies Stadium these upcoming games, because every single one is going to be a home run. And we look forward to having you.
All right. Yeah. See you guys at the ballpark tomorrow, and go Smokies. Thanks for hanging out with us.